Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Group Chat. This is one of those seminal times of the year. This is when people's lives change. These are when dreams come true. It is Coachella weekend, people. And we're going to do a little pump up leading up to the big weekend. But we're also talking about the blockbuster news that Elon Musk offered to buy Twitter in $43 billion of cash. We're trying to figure out how to pay for gas. He's trying to figure out how to pay for Twitter.
Yep.
All relative.
Everyone has their own issues.
Yeah. A lot of people trying to figure out $43 of gas. He's trying to figure out $43 billion of Twitter. Either way, he deserves that right to do that. And I'm excited to see how this all plays out. Amazon's talking about inflation. That's scary. And of course, winners, losers, and content recommendations. Let's get into it.
Woo!
Cash.
Ladies and gentlemen, Group Chat.
Cash.
It's $1 trillion. Hot.
All right, everyone. It is Super Bowl week.
Super Bowl.
Yes, it's Super Bowl.
Super Bowl for you?
Super Bowl for social.
So it's funny when a few pods ago, or no, it was a live show. Someone asked if you choose Super Bowl or Coachella, what would you choose?
Yeah.
So I chose Super Bowl.
Yeah.
You chose Coachella.
Yeah.
And Anthony texted me he was heartbroken
What?
that I chose Super Bowl.
Yeah.
He's like, do you not remember all the memories we've had over the last decade?
Yeah.
And he made me feel really bad.
Yeah, you should. It's a terrible answer. I think the other thing about Coachella is it's like fleeting, right? Like how many more do you really have?
I think I have a lot.
I probably have 15.
So
left.
you can take Dom.
Yeah. Like so,
You should be like LeBron wants to play with Bronny.
I gotta play with my son at Coachella. Then I retire. One Coachella with both the kids.
Oh, so
the
Miles
kids.
a little behind.
Yeah. So that's Miles can go when he's like 14.
Sure. I thought you want him to be like 18.
So take him to the parties.
Yeah.
So Miles is what, 18 months? So 17 years. I'll be 50.
Did you watch The Shop?
No.
So that LeBron had this whole like statement.
Yeah.
Like, who do you want to play with? And he's like, Bronny.
Yeah.
That's my number one.
What
So
about
it's you.
Bryce?
I don't think he can last that long.
Yeah,
Because
Bryce
you'll be like
is-
46 years old
Yeah.
until Bryce.
Yeah, that's me. I gotta
You're the LeBron of Coachella, waiting for your son.
Coachella. Like I gotta wait. I gotta wait it out till my son can come. Both of them. I want to go with both of them.
Okay.
So maybe Dominic will be 18 and this guy will be 15.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
So you're including Bryce. Bryce is your Miles.
Miles is Bryce. If I have a third kid, I might have to wait 20 years.
Well, he has a daughter too, but she can't play in the NBA.
Yeah. That's crazy.
So you're in it for the long haul.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pacing myself. Like I
It
figured,
doesn't sound like it because you're leaving after this episode.
No, I mean, we'll finish the workday.
Okay.
Yeah, told the wife and kids I gotta go to a music festival. I'm like, so it's a really interesting dilemma. I was having this conversation with my wife last night about it. I was like, obviously I'm very excited to go because I know it's gonna be so much fun, but I'm just like so swamped with the work. I haven't gotten a chance to like even like, like I see all the women like posting their outfits, what they're wearing. And Anthony texted me yesterday. He's like, I need some t-shirts. And then I was talking to Javier. I'm like, you know what? I need some clothes too. I don't have fucking clothes.
Yeah.
I did. So then I was like, you know what? I really need sunglasses and masks because I want my eyes covered and I don't want a mask because I don't want to get allergies. And I go, I'm walking around, I started thinking about like, do I have any sunglasses? I don't even own any sunglasses. And what's crazy is on Monday, I was like, I really need sunglasses. So I ordered my sunglasses on Forward. Boom. Next day, got them.
What'd you get?
I got to support homies. I bought a pair of Amiri sunglasses,
Okay.
Garrett Light,
Mm-hmm.
and Rude.
So you have 3 pairs of sunglasses for the festival.
I'll probably take only one or two.
I might need to use 1 or 2.
Whoa. I'll give you your own forward account. You could do
Hey,
your
the
thing.
weekend's coming. What do you want me to do?
You could get ordered today. I'll be there tomorrow.
Yeah.
But we are excited for the weekend. Going to get some Lo Siento stocked up on. I think really like, and what's crazy is like I was just telling you, I have like meetings Friday morning on Zoom. So I think my cutoff will be like at 1 p.m. I gotta indulge in the
It's
the
going to
fun.
be a little different. So I'm not going for the full weekend. I'm going just Saturday. I'm doing the sprint.
yeah.
I'm not doing the marathon.
Yeah.
I'm doing the Saturday morning sprint.
Okay.
Come back in the middle of the night with some friends. And you're doing the full weekend with the house of people who are all of our best friends.
We've done a lot with them. A lot
And-
of Coachellas.
I envision, knowing who's in the house, that it's just a Zoom festival all Friday.
Everyone's working.
Everyone's just Zooming their fucking dick off.
Yeah. What a bore.
Yeah.
Thursday night Coachella is actually my favorite night of Coachella.
I think Thursday night is actually, it's the most energy
Most energy.
because
So
everyone's so
excited.
excited.
Yeah.
Like, we've played some drinking games and stayed up till 4 or 5 in the morning talking shit about everyone we know.
Yeah. A
And
lot
it's
of
like-
people listen to this podcast.
Yeah, and it's amazing. It's a lot of fun. And then you wake up a little hungover already on Friday.
And it's like, damn, we have 3 more days.
Yeah.
I mean, the good thing is like, even I'm not staying Sunday. Like,
Yeah.
I'll, I got to be home probably by like 6 p.m. Sunday when the kids come home.
But I will say Saturday's the rejuvenation, which is why I'm going Saturday. Because we've all done this a lot of
Yeah.
times. And Thursday night's amazing.
Yeah.
Friday's like kind of okay, let's reset. Let's dial it back a little.
Yeah.
Because you just experienced one night,
You went too hard.
went too hard. And then Friday, people kind of chill out. Then by the night, everyone gets fucked up.
Yeah.
But then Saturday, it's like when the parties are happening. So it doesn't matter how hard people went Thursday and Friday. They're like, it's the actual Super Bowl, in my opinion, is
Yeah.
Saturday of Coachella.
Yeah.
Because you have the best parties. So obviously, H Wood, Bootsy have been doing it for years. This last time, did they do it with Revolve? I forget. But
don't
this
remember.
time they're doing it with Revolve.
Yeah.
And that Saturday day party that Bootsy does,
I love that.
it's like the start of just an epic 14-hour run.
For literally 14 hours. It's a long day.
Yeah, it's a long day.
And then you go to the festival, and I have no idea who's performing.
Yeah,
The only person I know that's performing is Baby Keem,
that's Friday.
which I'm probably the only artist I'm excited to see.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's it. Like, I'll see Baby Keem, go to a couple parties,
Eat some pizza.
definitely eat some spicy pie.
Yeah, we're gonna do the grounds, but I don't know who's performing either on Saturday. But I just wanted to inhale the experience for 2 hours.
Yeah,
I think I can do 2 hours at the festival.
I can hang at the festival.
But if there's no artist you even care about,
I mean, there's never. I don't know. I mean, I can't recall a year where, I mean, unless it's like a friend's client or
Yeah.
someone like that. And I also just don't have the energy to like dance in the field like I'm, at 16 at Woodstock.
yeah, and then we have to run it back
Yeah.
for the Revolve Bootsy party at night.
Yeah. Too much. Yeah. The nighttime, honestly, is what scares me. Just-
Yeah, that's where people start checking out.
Yeah, it's like hard to hang after all that at night.
Yeah.
And I mean, obviously, if you're young, it's irrelevant. You're just gonna stay up all night, do whatever the hell you want, and you can just bounce right back up.
So my big prediction of the weekend is the Bootsy Revolve Festival outshines Coachella, period, on all press,
Yeah,
on impressions, views. There might not need to be a Coachella if Bootsy and Revolve just figure this out.
I mean, if you look at the lineup they have of what they've announced, I mean, your fan favorite Jack Harlow.
Love Jack Harlow, but I'm not gonna be there Sunday.
Oh, okay. And just
So are you gonna stay for
maybe
Mr.
we
Harlow?
stay for Jack Harlow and keep it moving.
What's the
First
song? The L?
class.
Catch the L. What is it? What is it, Javier?
First class.
Yeah. Hey, I'm a big Jack Harlow fan.
So, I mean, I guess technically, as far as I'm concerned, he's closing out the festival.
Right. He is.
I'm excited to see. I always enjoy to see what kids are wearing.
Yep.
It's
What brands are hot?
what brands are hot, what shoe brands are hot, what accessory brands are hot, what the look is.
And there's always a look for girls.
Yeah, there's more distinct look for women, and whereas for guys, it's kind of all over the place. Whereas like you'll see for women what the brand, like what the hot bag is, what the hot shoe is, you know, whatever I'm sure Revolve and Forward are selling.
Mm-hmm.
It's probably they're dictating probably most of the outfits at Coachella. And I think the other piece is like curious to see what artists get all the energy. That's also fun to see. Like you'll see like the crowd of kids, like where are they running to and what are the artists that they're excited about? Because like you'll go to like so if you have never been to Coachella, there's like, I don't know, 7 stages or whatever it is. And based on how big the artist is, you're at different stages. And then later the time slot, the bigger the artist. So a lot of these like emerging artists have always been at like the Sahara tent, whether it's house music or rap, specifically those 2 genres.
Yeah.
And then there's the main stage, which are like the big acts, right?
Yeah.
The biggest acts. And to me, Sahara's always been the most fun tent because it's a little more intimate. And it's like whoever the it artist at the time is usually performing
Or the
there.
up and coming it artists.
Yeah, up and coming. Which
they're not A-list yet.
Yeah,
they're on their way.
Wait, like Post Malone played that stage. There's so many insane artists we've seen perform that stage. So I think I'm definitely excited for that piece. I'm also curious to just see how people act. Like, are they going to be civil? Because you're talking about all these people. Coachella's 100,000 people.
Yeah.
So now 100,000 people have not been around 100,000 people.
100,000 people on alcohol and drugs.
Yes. Normally, I have no problem with that. Like, I see that and it doesn't feel like it's a big deal. But today, given that so many people have not been in that instance, and there's going to be a flood of people for the first time they're experiencing it, right? Which
Do
is
you
always
think
the
so?
case.
I feel like we've had some warm-ups because the country's been open for a while now. And LA, which probably had some of the strictest lockdowns, has been widely...
I know, but it's
kind
just
of
100,000 people. Things are going to be difficult. There's going to be lines at the bathroom. There's going to be lines to get water, lines to get food, lines to get into the festival, lines to park. Do people have patience? They don't even want to come to work. They want to wait in a parking lot for 2 hours.
Right.
You know how long it is to get into the fucking lot and then get out? You know how long you have to wait to get an Uber? By the way, you're not getting an Uber. You're just going to get stuck. And you're going to start walking. And you're going to be angry and hungry.
And then some of the parties are kind of far away.
Yeah,
like obviously we're not going to those, but
yeah,
some of those parties are like 45, 50 minutes.
And then how are you getting there if you can't get
And
an
then
Uber?
how do you get home?
Yeah.
After you fought with all your friends at 4 in the
and
morning?
then it's 4x surge pricing. It's $275 to go down the street. You're starving. Welcome to Coachella.
He just described like Vietnam War.
I mean, once you leave the festival, it's a war zone. Getting home to your family is not easy.
No, it's not. And I think, especially if you're traveling with the group, you always have to have one person where you guys make a pact. Like, if you don't see me, make sure you grab me before you leave, so you don't get left
I'm
behind.
also comfortable with like, hey, we're leaving at this time. If you ain't here, peace of the fucking gods.
Yeah, because a lot of people take the Saturday night party or the Friday night party, wherever you guys go Friday night. In our group, there's always a select few, and this has been consistent for years, that end up staying out till 6, 7 in the morning.
And go to a party hop. Yeah.
Yeah, houses, whatever. Yeah. And, you know, I guess if everyone's like, you have to coordinate. Like, hey, you're the 6, 7 a.m. crew. You guys buddy up. The 2 a.m. crew buddies up. So, yeah, traveling with the group isn't the easiest, but we've done it.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's fine as long as people are like coherent and look at their phone. Like, you look at their phone, I mean,
service has gotten better, I've noticed.
Yeah, the service is fine. Yeah. I mean, we just you gotta keep it moving.
Mm-hmm.
Can't be waiting around all night.
So we'll have a recap on Tuesday because we're not going to do the Sunday pod.
No. I have a call Sunday night.
After Jack Harlow. Maybe he inspires you.
Yeah. But yeah, it's like, and what sucks is normally if it was in the normal circumstances and I had a little bit more time, I would have already been there by now.
This early?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true. You'd
I'd
be in the
there
pool.
3:00. I'd be in the pool. I'd have a margarita in my hand,
Mm-hmm.
and I might be alone. There might be no one else there.
Yeah.
And we used to have our dinner at Mastro's as like a friend circle, but I don't know. Feels like people are getting old, and they're not all LeBrons. A lot of early retirements.
Okay. Yeah. A lot of
they don't want to play in the league with their kid.
Yeah, like you look at the draft. I think LeBron's
Like the only guy left.
LeBron and Carmelo.
Yeah.
I think are the only stars left.
Yeah. That makes sense. I'm the only star left.
Okay.
Speaking of stars, let's get into some news. This is blockbuster. I mean, I can't believe that I even saw this yesterday. That Elon Musk put an unsolicited bid to buy Twitter in cash for $43 billion, which is, I think it was a 17% premium on the closing price. He'd even hired an investment bank to help him with the idea. He doesn't have $43 billion in cash, so he would have to go get debt or sell his Tesla stock.
Which this is what I think. There's so much to talk about here. The money's not the issue.
Yeah, I agree.
That's primarily point number one. So everyone's saying like, how is he going to come up with $43 billion? He's only worth $200 billion on paper. What bank's not giving Elon Musk $43 billion in cash? He will not have to sell one share of Tesla or go in the secondary of SpaceX. Nothing.
Yeah.
He does not have to sell anything.
Yeah.
This is a free option.
Yeah.
Because Tesla's going to be worth more than $200 billion. Everyone knows that.
Yeah. So there's no risk.
Or not $200 billion. Sorry. Whatever. Trillion. He's going to be worth more than $200 billion.
Yeah, exactly.
But SpaceX hasn't even gone public.
Yeah. That's $1 trillion.
Yeah.
So the sequence of events that happened is Elon revealed he had a stake. He then was supposed to be on the board. Then he did not take the board seat. And then he went ultra aggressive and said, I'm buying the whole fucking company.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of mixed feelings on this. Obviously, young people are like, hell yeah, to the moon. Elon Musk, buy Twitter, fuck it up. When I talk to like adults about it, like older people, call it 40 plus, they're very concerned because this is arguably probably one of the most important information tools in the world.
So I actually just listened to Ben Thompson, who is kind of widely known as the best tech thinker.
Yeah.
Because
what's he saying?
He's I just want to give background on who he is. Like, he doesn't invest, and he talks about that very openly. I don't invest. He writes a daily blog post called Stratechery, and it is the Bible for anyone who invests or follows technology. Mm-hmm. So he's worshipped by everyone.
Yeah.
What he said, which I've always thought this, but I didn't really understand the logic, and he broke it down perfectly. He said Twitter is by far the most important product in the world, period.
Yeah.
And his explanation was like, sure, Twitter doesn't have that many users comparative to like Facebook, whatever. But he's like, Twitter sets the course of what media talks about. So whatever is going on Twitter, whatever people are talking about, the New York Times starts covering it. So it's the top of funnel for what people are engaged in. And then global media takes over, and then it's distributed to the whole world.
Yeah.
And I never thought about that. And that's a really smart way of thinking.
That's when I started talking to some other folks about it. They were just like, it's such a powerful tool. If one individual owns it, it does not feel like a fair shake.
So Elon, probably not coincidentally, was at the TED conference today.
Yeah.
Doing a live.
I heard it was very interesting.
I listened to the like 90% of it. And the interviewer asked him, like, there's concerns if the richest guy in the world owns the most powerful communication platform for news, how do we reconcile that? And he said, look, the way I'd reconcile is everything's open source. You'll see everything. You'll see, because he brought up some pretty amazing points. Like, we don't know how the Twitter algorithm works. So we don't know how we're getting fed news and how that's shaping everyone's opinions. So he's like, I'll open source how everything's happening. I'll open source everything. And I think that's his counter to like, who cares if I'm the richest guy in the world? Yeah. If everyone gets to see how the platform's being used and how it's being. So
you can take, then it's even Steven.
Exactly. It's a even playing field from a news source perspective. Because right now, and this upsets like a lot of the left-wing blue check marks is, you know, and this is like how you kind of have to evolve. Like the way Twitter first decided deplatforming people was incite violence, misinformation. And then misinformation became a very loose term.
Yeah.
And they started deplatforming people for things that ended up being true.
Yeah.
So it became really like, I know a lot of like liberal people that were like, wow, it went so fast, because this is what the absolute free speechers always said. The moment you stop certain speech, you start inching towards stopping more speech. And that's actually what's happened on YouTube, on Twitter. And it happened in like 12 months.
Yeah.
So if you keep censoring people, what's next?
Yeah.
And that scared even liberal people that, you know, you can follow, and they're like, holy shit, like we didn't think QAnon, ban QAnon, that's all like inciting violence and misinformation. But what they kept doing is they kept inching.
Yeah.
And it made the argument where like, wow, we took free speech for granted.
Yeah. And what's interesting is, you know, he made the offer, and this morning I thought the stock would pop, and it didn't. And it shows that people don't think it's real. And it also shows that there's an article came out, I haven't got a chance to read it yet, but that Twitter is willing to take a poison pill to make sure that Elon can't buy it.
So Twitter has in their bylaws that they can, that the board of directors gets to decide if an acquisition can happen effectively by the mechanism of a poison pill.
Yeah.
And that the shareholders, and what a poison pill basically means, like we don't need to get the details, but the board has the legal right to make it so impossible for Elon to buy the company by issuing shares with new votes. Yeah. So then, you know, certain management will be able to get like 100x the votes of someone else.
Yeah.
And basically Elon can't buy it at that point. So that's why Elon's now tweeting. If you look at his last Twitter threads, he's talking about, should the shareholders get to buy the company, or should the board decide?
Yeah.
And
because what he's starting is going to launch a ton of lawsuits from investors saying, I want the premium.
Yeah, the fiduciary duty that the board has, which, I mean, this is going to be the like blockbuster entertainment. Thank God I'm not a Twitter shareholder.
Yeah.
Because this can go one of two ways.
Yeah.
You get the premium that he offered, and great, you made some money.
Yeah.
Or it collapses if Elon walks away.
Yeah. Because, or the board, if it's a fiduciary duty thing, the board needs to go find another buyer at a premium.
Yes.
Which, I mean, it's not a small chunk of change, but it's doable. I don't know what company will get past regulatory to even buy it. It could be Microsoft.
Sure. I guess they're not. After the lashings they got 20 years ago with Internet Explorer, no one cares about what they do anymore.
Yeah, they bought the gaming industry, and no one has any problem.
They bought
with
LinkedIn.
Yeah.
For 20-something
Well, maybe
billion.
LinkedIn and Twitter, there's some arguments. I mean, there's not, Google, I mean, I don't know. There's not that many companies that can just swing a $50 billion check.
I mean, all of big tech could.
Yeah.
I mean, Bezos bought the Washington Post.
Personally, though.
True. He could personally buy this.
What if he just, fuck you, I'll buy it. This is going to be, it's going to be blockbuster.
It's corporate, like theater that we've never seen before.
Yeah.
You have this like evangelist that's, for young people, for the most part, is a superhero.
Yeah.
And you have corporate boards all over like big companies are going to be shitting bricks.
Yeah.
If like an Elon type character comes around, you have to be this rich, which it's only a handful of folks.
Yeah.
But it's interesting. So then Prince Alawid, who's from Saudi Arabia, owns a large stake in Twitter.
What'd he say?
So this is why Elon's Elon, and it's like picking a fight with someone where you just can't win because you're just smarter, and like so he said he's not in favor of the acquisition, and he started listing some reasons like this isn't the right price or whatever. And then this is what Elon tweeted. So Prince Alawid is part of the Saudi royal family. He's also was one of the billionaires in Saudi that got jailed when MBS jailed all his family members.
Yeah, I remember that.
Took half everyone's money at the minimum.
Yeah.
Probably took more of certain people. It's unclear if he's even free.
Yeah.
He was because he was like one of the more famous
Yeah. He was
business
He was
people.
it.
He was on 60 Minutes. He was everywhere.
Yeah.
So MBS took away at least half his wealth. So what does that mean? The Saudi government now owns some of Twitter,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
That's just how the logic tree goes. And then Elon tweeted at him after he said, I don't approve. Interesting. Just 2 questions, if I may. How much of Twitter does the kingdom own directly and indirectly? What are the kingdom's views on journalistic freedom of speech?
Oh.
That's just a body bag.
Yeah. You can't come back from that. Delete Twitter.
So this is like, I mean,
They don't speak highly of that over there.
this is a movie. We're talking about Uber and We Crash.
Oh,
Elon's work. Like,
This is a
Trying-
mega blockbuster.
yeah, we
Who
need
could play Elon?
give it to Leto. Get a South African accent.
Oh yeah, Jared Leto. He should play all tech founders.
Yeah, I think
that should
so.
be his thing. Like, forget. Like, I know he's.
But
in,
Elon's a big dude. He's like not small.
Neither's Adam Newman. Adam Newman's giant.
That's true. So I guess is Jared Leto a giant?
No.
Okay.
He's not a giant. I've seen him. I like Jared Leto as the play. That's hot.
Trying to think who else.
Who Cal Penn as the Indian Twitter CEO?
Sure. Or Kumail.
Okay,
I feel like Kumail could do that.
Okay, what about who's playing Jack Dorsey?
That's a good one. Who has a big beard? Rick Rubin.
No, Zach Galifianakis.
That's a good one. I don't mind that.
Yeah, Zach Galifianakis as Jack Dorsey.
Yeah,
Hot,
that's a good
very
one.
hot. Aaron Sorkin.
Writes it.
Aaron Sorkin has to write it.
Yeah.
We don't want to fuck around with these up and coming writers. We need a big dog writer. And it's Twitter versus Elon.
I love it.
Wow. This is going to be exciting. And for sure, Elon will be at Coachella.
Elon's everywhere.
He's everywhere.
The interview, I highly recommend.
I heard he was
People-
like emotional.
He was emotional. So
So people kind of took that as like, he's kind of like unstable to a extent.
no, so the emotional part had nothing to do with Twitter. Well, kind of, I guess. So the interviewer asked him, you and like your close friends will all say this, when Tesla was struggling, so 2017, 18, 19, and he says in the interview it was teetering bankruptcy every year. And he said it was this is when he got kind of emotional, that it was like the most challenging, worst years of his life, both professionally and personally, because every day he thought the company could go bankrupt. The SEC was like suing him, and
Yeah.
he went after the SEC in the interview, called them those bastards. Like,
Wow.
this guy's he's got no,
Son of a bitch.
yeah, he's got like no filter right now. And then talks about how he slept on the factory floor like many days. He goes, I wasn't the guy in the ivory tower. You can ask anyone in the manufacturing plants at Fremont and wherever else that was. Like, I was the guy there. I was the one trying to figure out how to make this damn car. He said, I'm the most knowledgeable person in manufacturing in the world. These are all from the interview.
Yeah, that's unbelievable.
And he kept going and like, dude, you can't say anything to that.
Yeah.
And then he always brings up the point, the only car company to ever not go bankrupt at mass volume production was Chrysler in the 1920s. Because everyone's gone bankrupt of the
Yeah.
companies, GM, Ford, etc.
Which is wild.
And he's like, we were teetering, but we never did.
Yeah. Now he's unstoppable.
And remember when he was trying to take the company private, he wouldn't be the richest guy in the world anymore.
Yeah.
Because the stock's gone up, 10, 15, 20x, something like that.
Yeah. A lot of splits.
Fascinating.
Yeah. This is big.
Oh, so the reason why to get back to why he was emotional, he got emotional about that. But the interview was basically like, your close friends will say you were borderline losing your sanity in those 3 years. So you have so much on your plate with Tesla, SpaceX, Neuralink. Like, why do you want to add this headache?
Yeah.
And he didn't really have a good answer to that.
What?
He didn't have a good
good answer. Maybe he wants to tweet with one of his kids. He wants to be the LeBron of Twitter.
Yeah. Maybe he's waiting for the youngest with all the symbols.
The symbols to be on Twitter, and then he can leave.
Yeah.
Leave Twitter forever. Man, yeah, this is such a fascinating story. Really interested to see like how it obviously all plays out. But Fuck. Blockbuster. Moving on to a pod favorite, Peloton. Peloton announced they're raising their subscription from $39 to $44 a month. Inflation has hit the going nowhere bike business. And they're cutting prices for its bikes, though. So I think they're getting closer and closer to the idea is like, who cares about the bike? We just got to lock in these subscriptions.
Yeah, this is their only option, right?
Yeah.
You have to generate more revenue and reduce costs because I think they're a company that the market's basically said, prove to us you can grow at scale and grow at scale profitably. And they haven't.
No.
So they're just doing these little tricks that probably won't work. And I think the company continues to falter.
Yeah. I mean, they're in for a... If you think about all the headwinds they are facing from acquiring customers, supply chain, cost of rising manufacturing, people are going to cut their spending. They're not...
And then a looming recession.
Yeah.
What's the first thing you're going to cut?
Health clubs and gym memberships in recessions get hurt.
Basically, any recurring revenue
Yeah.
that's not deemed necessary. So Amazon's deemed necessary. You're
Yeah.
going to keep your Prime membership.
Of course.
But you're going to be like, where can I cut?
Yeah. And you're looking for value. Like that's where you win in subscription. If you're not providing a lot of value. So if the person has it and they're giving up their gym membership for Peloton, then fine, they can win that battle. But it's not an easy entry point.
No.
That's the problem. And then just the traditional streaming business, forget it. It's too fucking hard.
Yeah.
I don't think you're going to beat Apple at that.
Yeah, they're going to get slaughtered.
So retail sales in March only raised 0.5%. And it's clear inflation has hurt the pocketbooks of American consumers. Gas, groceries, people are spending less money. And this was supposed to be the beginning of the roaring 20s, right? This first quarter, like everyone's back, we're partying, we're buying new clothes, we're, traveling the world. 0.5% got eaten up. Inflation ate it up.
Yeah, so I don't know. How do you view this?
I think first shocked that it even rose. I bet you this gets reversed downwards in 3 months.
So you're basically, is a takeaway basically, because prices increase so much despite softening demand, retail sales modestly. So it's kind of an imaginary growth.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. And I think
because if everything went up 7 to 8.5%, depending on inflation numbers the last 2 months, then 0.5 is not that interesting.
Yeah, and you're already seeing it. Look, Amazon just announced today they're adding 5% fuel and inflation surcharge to third-party sellers who use the e-commerce giants' fulfillment services. 5%. The margins on being an Amazon seller are not that big.
No.
I mean, think about Thrasio and all these businesses raised money on finding these inefficiencies and razor thin margin businesses, and these guys are adding 5%.
Right.
So you have to add that to the consumer now.
Yeah, inflation's scary. Inflation's going to crater small businesses. The big businesses will be fine.
They can stomach it.
It doesn't matter for McDonald's. They can see a modest increase in sales. Doesn't matter for Coca-Cola.
99 cents Arizona iced tea, not impacted because they're not raising prices.
It's small businesses. It's your Shopify sellers. It's your Amazon sellers that found creative ways during the pandemic to find ways to just build a business because you had some manufacturing relationship.
I definitely agree. It hurts internet companies in so many ways because there's already headwinds on customer acquisition costs, supply chain disruptions, now increased cost. You're getting bucked every which way right now.
Yeah, and I think what also needs to be highlighted is China with this zero COVID policy is going to disrupt manufacturing even more.
Yeah.
So right now, Shanghai is closed.
Yeah. I've seen some good videos.
And Shanghai, I know it's not a manufacturing city, but it's a hub to get to the manufacturing cities. Didn't you go to Shanghai all the time?
Yeah, because they have nicer hotels.
Okay, but you use that to get to Ningbo and whatever, right?
Yeah.
And so they're shut.
Yeah.
And people aren't getting food. People aren't getting groceries.
Yeah.
People aren't getting medicine.
There's a American guy, that has been kind of documenting his experience in Shanghai. It's wild.
Yeah,
He's like,
there's
6 a.m. You're trying to get food on the apps, and then all the apps are sold out of food, so you can't get anything.
what's the long game? That's what I don't get with what China's doing specifically. Obviously,
Scare them, punish them.
yeah, but they never do things short-sighted. If you think about every decision they've made in the last 20 years,
Just want to remind people.
you think it's a reminder.
Yeah.
We jailed every billionaire, every
Yeah.
internet CEO.
Even though you're poor, we're gonna remind you who's boss.
You really think it's just a control and power?
I mean, COVID. We're going to Coachella. We're talking about COVID.
I agree,
You don't
but
think anyone in
it's
China doesn't
just
know that
power?
100,000
I don't know. It
idiots
just-
are going to Coachella and we'll be all over each other? I mean, if I'm in China and I heard about Coachella, I'd be questioning what the fuck is going on in Shanghai.
yeah.
If I'm Chinese government, I'm blocking any Coachella content to the people in, because if you saw thousands and thousands and thousands of people,
Tens of thousands.
tens of thousands of people. I mean, there's 100,000 going to the festival. What is there? 2 million just going to Palm Springs?
There's a lot of stragglers.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. All of these people going there.
You think Coachella breaks COVID zero policy in China?
I think Coachella just destroys the Chinese government. Just complete utter. If I'm Chinese government, like if I'm an advisor to Xi, I'm like, we got anyone posting this shit?
Yeah, so do you think Weibo has banned # Coachella?
Hashtag Coachella, hashtag desert, hashtag festival life,
Hashtag revolve.
hashtag revolve. I'm banning all of it. Are you joking? If I saw that, I'm locked down, can't get food. And in
when is
America, all these like good-looking people are dancing in the fucking desert, hugging, kissing.
Yeah.
Get out of here. That's
Coachella takes down Xi.
yeah. Watch the whole empire falls down because of Coachella. It's a powerful festival.
It is.
But yeah, I mean, and then Amazon CEO Andy Jassy came out in regards to this inflation surcharge that like inflation and the war, the costs that have been added are too high for Amazon to stomach. That's Amazon saying it. What does that mean for everybody else?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Small businesses are fucked.
Yeah.
Man, if you're Andy Jassy, obviously, I'm sure he's a billionaire. I don't know that for a fact, but I'm
He is a
sure
billionaire.
he's made over $1 billion. You're worried about inflation, a war, supply chain issues, and then you see your old boss at
With
dinner
Pete
with
Davidson at AOC.
and Kim Kardashian, and he's shredded as fuck.
And by the way, I'm sure Bezos will be at Coachella.
I said that.
Yeah.
I said we're gonna see him
Yeah.
at the Bootsy Revolve party.
I think he's going to the festival. Full on.
Depends what Lauren likes.
She likes Billie Eilish.
The kids definitely do. I don't know if she does. She's a little aged out for Billie Eilish.
You want to stay in touch with
I
the
could
youth,
see her liking The Weeknd, Swedish House Mafia set.
because that's for older people.
Yeah.
The older set are coming. Swedish House is just like an old crowd. It's like 45-year-old average in Swedish House. Wow. Yeah. I mean, really interesting to see how this whole thing plays out. So the big news, the big update for Ethereum is coming this summer. And I mean, everyone thinks this is game changing.
Yeah. It's so Arthur Hayes is like a big crypto personality.
Mhm.
I forget the name of his exchange where you do all the derivatives. It's huge. For the record, he's wanted in the US for breaking US security exchange laws.
Yeah.
Anyways, he posted like it's a 22-minute read according to whatever platform
Medium,
he posted
whatever,
on, and he talks about Ethereum, and he's predicted the last 5 kind of big price swings,
Yeah.
the corrections, the gains previously, and whatever. He's like kind of become this like crypto oracle that talks about predictions publicly, and he says Ethereum $10,000 this year.
Wow.
Said that 2 weeks ago.
Wow. Very hot.
I would love it.
Yeah, that's huge. I mean, that would be a pretty big turn of events given like everything of value is getting crushed right now.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
But the update's basically to make the network faster,
Yeah.
get gas fees lower.
Because that's
Holy
really,
shit.
to me, the only real knock on Ethereum is just gas fees.
Mhm.
If you solve that problem.
What happened to all those Ethereum killers? Where's Solana?
I think
The
it's still
pump and
around.
dumb and
Here's the
venture
thing.
capital
I end up
protocol?
on a lot of NFT sites, and there are different protocols being used. Polygon. You
Yeah.
are seeing Solana. So like they exist. It's just I think Ethereum is just also going to exist too. It's just be the biggest.
Yeah, like
I think you could have 10 fucking
Ethereum's
protocols.
Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, and there's going to be a Pinterest,
a Twitter.
a Twitter.
Yeah, which are fine.
Yeah.
You could be an Etsy.
An Etsy, sure.
Yeah, there'll be plenty. There's plenty of winners in this space. But obviously great for Ethereum holders, and hopefully this 10,000 really hits. That would
Come
be
on, Arthur.
Artie.
Yeah, already.
All right, last article before we move to winners losers content. Tinder is launching a new feature called Festival Mode. Talk about STDs.
So what is festival mode?
I mean, it looks like it's something for people to connect with at these major festivals. So Governor's Ball, Bonnaroo, Stagecoach, EDC. But my guess is like young people, as soon as they get to a new location, you turn that thing on. It's fireworks, fireworks, fireworks. I can't imagine the sex that's going on
At the festival?
everywhere.
But festival mode, you have to be in the festival, right?
Sure. I mean, I'm curious to see how much of like the encounters between like, you know, like whatever, the hookups, how much of that's happening because of a digital first initiative versus just like, yo, start talking to a girl and like start dancing. Like that's how Haley and I connected,
Mhm.
dancing at Coachella. Like, would we have in today's age met on Bumble first and said, let's go
100%.
meet
Yeah,
at
yeah.
Baby Keem?
Yeah, I think I mean, we're so far removed because we've been married so long and in relationships for so long. I miss the whole online dating world.
Yeah.
Because
I mean, I miss Facebook.
yeah. But like I gotta imagine, like we've got 3 young people here. Isn't it like app first, talk to the girl at the bar next?
I've been in a relationship for almost 7 years. So
Wow.
And you're
I
young.
missed it tue.
You missed it.
You missed it. I mean,
don't know.
I would
like who's like what young person goes to the Dime, which is a bar in Fairfax. I think it's still there.
Yeah, I think so.
And just like goes in with a couple buddies, sees a group of girls or men. We're very equal,
Opportunistic.
and just goes up to them and says like, "Hey, what's your name?"
You're from around here?
Like, does anyone at 22 know how to say, "Hey, what's your name"?
I witnessed it very a friend of ours who listens to the podcast, much older. You know who I'm talking about. I went to a party with him and I witnessed it. He was like a machine. It felt good just to see him.
Because but he's old.
He grew up, yeah, he's old school.
Yeah, he's old school.
Yeah. He doesn't know how to use his phone.
But that's what I'm curious. Do any of your friends go up to whichever sex they're attracted to and say like, "Hey, how you doing?"
Yeah, like like a get together and something. Just walk up to a random person and say hello. Sure, it's not common though.
Yeah, it's like
Not-
seeing
not
an alien.
common.
It's like
Yeah.
seeing an alien.
It's like one friend every once in a while. Yeah,
Oh my God. That's
Festival
insane.
mode's gonna be on fire. No one wants to say, "Hey, how are you doing?"
So insane. Yeah. I mean, I'm curious to see. I mean, like, I'm sure there'll be some great content from the weekend. And hopefully I run into some Cathys. I know a lot of Cathys are going to be out there. I'm going to be roaming.
Yeah,
My new sunglasses. Look out for me in some new sunglasses.
maybe I'll have some new sunglasses.
I hope not. You stretch them out, you lose them.
Definitely gonna lose them.
Then I need prepayment for the rental of my sunglasses. They're not cheap. These brands are expensive. Wow. So excited to see how that whole world plays out this weekend. All right, let's move on to winners, losers content. What do you got?
Sports fans got NBA playoffs kicking off this weekend, and they had the playing games this week. And I don't know, NBA is my favorite sport. Basketball is my favorite sport. I love the NBA. And I think this is a year that no one knows who's going to win. So I'm fearful of ratings because there's no LeBron and the Warriors aren't that great. And if Steph gets bounced in the first round,
Yeah.
I don't know who's watching other than me and my friends.
Yeah.
But I hope Chris Paul, Devin Booker, and the Suns win. That's my rooting interest.
Wow. Okay. I like it. My winner's easy. Everyone going to the desert this weekend. I mean, we've patiently waited a few years to get back to this moment.
And there was a pump fake, right? Wasn't there in October Coachella that got canceled?
Yeah. The last Coachella, which was 2019, I was under 40.
Yeah. I'm trying to think who performed. What did we do?
I don't remember anything.
Okay.
But I mean, just thinking like how many years, and I know like if you're listening and you don't care about the festival, but this is like one, it's very fun. Two, it's like so many memories with like all my closest friends.
Yeah.
For like 13, 14 years.
Yeah.
Been going to this thing. So, and yes, I'm old, and yes, I probably shouldn't be going, but I'm going. I'm gonna have fun. So I'm a winner.
Okay. You're a winner.
Loser.
Kanye.
Why?
Kanye's my loser. So we're on the heels of what you just talked about, which should have been this massive performance.
I would have stayed for that.
And who knows what the backstory is. If it was mutual, Coachella told him no. He actually didn't have a set. But then he's done all these rants. I am Steve Jobs. I am Jeff Bezos. Guess what? Jeff Bezos is hanging out with Pete Davidson and your ex-wife.
Yeah. So you're not Jeff Bezos.
You're not.
'Cause you don't get to hang out with
You
your
don't even
wife.
get to hang out with him. So like you talk about, you should be talking the same sphere as like a Jobs, a Bezos, a Zuck. And while you're super culturally relevant, I know your shoes are always going to sell. Like one of those people, legends you met or mentioned,
Yeah.
was on a double date with your ex-wife and Pete Davidson.
Wow. All right. I'm on the same trajectory as you, but a different rapper. Mega rumor out. It's trending globally on Twitter.
Is it what we saw on our text thread?
Yes. Number one trending thing
Number
worldwide.
one. So you think it's true?
And the first thing is a meme that pops up. It says, "Hi, Rihanna. It's a rocky situation, but you can come back to me ASAP." And it's from Drake. It's like a fake meme. Basically, the rumor is someone went out there and said that Rihanna got caught ASAP Rocky cheating with a designer, Amina Muaddi, that used to work with her on Savage Fenty and that I guess dated Rocky years ago. I don't know all the details, but the internet is losing its mind.
The internet claims ASAP Rocky and Rihanna have split. That's what the
and
internet's
they got
saying.
into a fight at Craig's in LA.
At Craig's?
Yeah.
That's a public fight.
Yeah.
So we're recording this at what, 3:22
Yeah.
on Thursday. So a lot's gonna come out.
Yeah, I mean,
Poor Rihanna, man. She's super pregnant. You don't need that stress.
dude, pregnant? It's Rihanna. What the fuck are you doing, dude?
Yeah.
First of all, you should not cheat. Second of all, you should not cheat on a pregnant woman. Second of all, you should not cheat on a pregnant Rihanna.
Rihanna's too famous and pregnant to be cheated on.
And way richer.
Way richer.
I'm sorry,
She's
you are
gonna be a
not the
billionaire.
dominant male in the relationship.
She's gonna be a billionaire. If
She's
she's
a
not
billionaire.
already.
She's already a billionaire.
Okay, so she's a billionaire.
She could squash him.
Yeah, I feel bad for her that she's even dealing with this, regardless of what the rumors, if the rumors are true or not. But you can't be.
There's always some truth to these rumors. It may not be anything more than maybe they were talking, whatever. But like, this shit has escalated. And it says that Rihanna has apparently unfollowed the girl on Instagram.
That I did see.
That's usually the clear fact. That's how I fact check. If the unfollow happens, unbelievable. Wow, this is pretty crazy. This guy's got balls.
Apparently, they were at Craig's April 1st.
Wow, so it happened. The only thing is they have been out about the last 2 weeks.
Yeah, there's photos of them together April 6th and April 8th.
Haley saw them at Gigi's
What's Gigi's?
off La Brea.
Oh, that's like the foodie spot.
Gigi, and that was like last week, I think.
Yeah.
Do we believe it?
I don't know. And I mean, they were leaving Craig's like in the daylight, and that's what you do when you're when Amanda was super pregnant. We'd eat dinner at like 6 p.m.
Yeah.
5 p.m.
Yeah.
So he just goes to the early dinner and then goes on with Amina.
Bad. Very interesting. Very interesting.
So what's your prediction? By Monday, are they together? We come back from Coachella. What happens?
If I just look, obviously, if he cheated, there's no way she can stay with him. Like that's just a wrap.
People have done that.
Yes, they have, but not like she's just too big. She can't do it. Regular people can do
Beyonce
it.
did it with Jay-Z and then did an album about it. And she is the breadwinner
Yeah,
of the
but
relationship.
Sure, but it's Jay-Z. No offense to A$AP Rocky, but he's not Jay-Z.
How about
There's levels. There's levels.
How about Jay-Z was at the Brooklyn Nets playoff game on Tuesday in Brooklyn, and then PJ'd over to Atlanta to watch Atlanta-Charlotte the next day.
Why not? What is he?
It's nice.
What else is he doing?
Nice life.
Yeah, go watch basketball. He's like Jimmy Goldstein.
That'd be funny if he's the next Jimmy Goldstein.
just
traveling around the world.
Interesting. Okay. Content recommendation.
Content is what I referenced earlier. The TED Talk. Well, it's not a talk. The interview at TED conference with Elon Musk. I think it's an amazing listen. I think it's pretty inspiring if you're an entrepreneur because you see the richest guy in the world talking about how, 2019 was 3 years ago. And he's the richest guy in the world. And he was famous back then and super successful, but he was facing bankruptcy and everything crumbling. So if the richest guy in the world could kind of battle it, if you're an entrepreneur battling business issues, like that's inspiring.
Yeah, it definitely is. And I think what's interesting is there's like, and we've talked about it a lot the last couple of weeks, there's like all this like founder content and it's just not really positive.
Yeah.
And whether you like Elon Musk or not, what he's accomplished is like no one's ever accomplished.
No.
Right. It's like, just think about it. He has magnitudes of wealth of Jeff Bezos, and Jeff Bezos built probably the most important company.
He
ever.
created an alternative to fossil fuels.
Yeah.
Think about that.
Yeah.
An entire industry, which oil for the last 200 years was like untouchable, right?
Like think about the inflation problem we're having because of the cause of oil prices that probably 20 years from now can never happen again because of electric vehicles.
And then obviously SpaceX.
Yeah. God knows what they're doing up there.
But it's
Building robots,
yeah.
building tunnels.
And then Neuralink, he's solving the brain.
That's amazing. When does he have time for that?
I don't think he's starting work at 10 a.m. like Mr. Bezos.
Yeah, he has like 17 meetings before 4 a.m.
Yeah. He must not sleep.
Content recommendation. I haven't been really downloading or watching anything, but I'm listening to music this weekend. I want new music. Anyone's got hot playlists, Coachella playlists, send them on over.
Okay.
I think it's a music weekend.
Do you think you'll come out of the weekend discovering a new artist you'd never heard of?
Yeah. I feel like that always happens every Coachella for me.
Okay.
Definitely. I'm looking forward to learning something new about music. All right. Well, if you're heading to the desert, stay safe, stay hydrated. I actually suggest you wear a mask because the allergies are horrendous.
So you're wearing a mask?
Oh, yeah. Not like every single moment, but like those when you're walking across the field and just dust is everywhere. Definitely wear a mask.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's going to be fun. If you aren't attending, have FOMO. It's okay. It's a great time. It's a great time. And next year, plan and get your ass over to Coachella. Unless you're in mainland, then you may not be able to come.
Right. You won't even know it exists.
You won't know what it is. They're banning it this
Yeah.
week. All right, everyone. Stay safe, and we will see you next week. We will not see you on Sunday. Bye-bye.
Peace.